Let me say something that I really want you to hear. Your accent is not a problem. It never was. I know that might be hard to believe. Maybe someone laughed at the way you pronounced something. Maybe you watched a video of yourself speaking English and cringed. Maybe you have been telling yourself for years that your English does not sound good enough because of your accent. But today, I want to show you why that belief is holding you back, why it is not even true, and what actually matters when it comes to speaking English well. First, let me ask you something. What is an accent exactly? An accent is just the way your mouth has learned to make sounds based on the language you grew up speaking. Every single person on Earth has an accent. American people have an accent, British people have an accent, Australian people have an accent. Even people from different cities in the same country have different accents. There is no such thing as English without an accent. There is only English with different accents. So when someone says they want to lose their accent, what they usually mean is they want to sound more like a native speaker from America or Britain. And that is a fine goal if you want it, but it is not a requirement for speaking English well, not even close. Here's something that might surprise you. Most communication in English today does not happen between native speakers. It happens between people from different countries who are all using English as a shared language. English is spoken by over 1 billion people around the world, and the majority of those people are not native speakers. They are people like you, who learned English as a second language, who speak it with their own accent, and who communicate successfully every single day. Indian English, Filipino English, Brazilian English, Nigerian English, Korean English, all of these are real, valid, respected forms of English, and all of these speakers get their message across clearly and confidently every day. Your accent tells people where you're from. It is part of your identity, and that is something to be proud of, not ashamed of. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. Accent and clarity are two different things. Your accent, meaning the sounds and rhythm of how you speak, is connected to your background. It is natural and it is yours. Clarity is different. Clarity means, are you easy to understand? Can people follow what you're saying without too much effort? And clarity is something worth working on, not because your accent is wrong, but because being easy to understand is just good communication. So what affects clarity? A few things. Speaking at a comfortable speed, not too fast, not too slow. When people rush, they mumble. When they slow down just a little, every word becomes clearer. Stressing the right words in a sentence. In English, some words carry the main meaning, and those words get more emphasis. When you stress the right words, people follow you easily, even if your accent is strong. Pronouncing the ends of words clearly. A lot of learners drop the ends of words without realizing it. Making sure the last sound of each word is clear makes a huge difference to how easy you are to understand. None of these things require you to change your accent. They just require you to be intentional about how you speak. Let me tell you about something called intelligibility. Intelligibility just means how well someone can understand you. And research in linguistics shows something really interesting. A strong accent does not automatically mean low intelligibility. There are people with very strong accents who are extremely easy to understand. Why? Because their rhythm is clear, their word stress is natural, and they speak at a comfortable pace. And there are people who try very hard to sound like native speakers, but actually become harder to understand because they're so focused on the accent that they lose their natural rhythm. The goal is not to sound like someone else. The goal is to be clearly and confidently yourself in English. Now, let me talk about the confidence side of this. A lot of learners hold back. They don't speak because they're embarrassed about their accent. They worry that people will focus on how they sound instead of what they're saying. But here's the reality. When someone is speaking to you, they want to understand you. They're listening for meaning. They're not grading your pronunciation, they're just trying to connect with you. And when you hold back because of accent fear, you're not protecting yourself. You're just missing opportunities to communicate, to connect, to practice, and to improve. Every conversation you have in English, accent and all, makes you better. Every time you speak, despite the discomfort, you get a little more confident, and confidence changes everything about how you come across, far more than accent ever could. So here's what I want you to take away from today. Your accent is not a barrier. It is a part of who you are. Work on being clear. Work on your rhythm and your word stress. Work on speaking at a comfortable speed, but don't waste your energy trying to erase where you come from. The world doesn't need more people trying to sound like someone they're not. The world needs more people who can communicate clearly, confidently, and authentically in their own voice. That's you. That has always been you. And one more thing before I go. If you've been avoiding speaking English because of your accent, I want you to try something this week. Have one conversation in English. Just one with a real person. Online, in person, wherever. And notice what happens. I think you'll find that people are much more focused on what you have to say than on how you say it, and that realization is often the thing that changes everything. That's it for today. If this episode helped you feel a little more confident about your accent, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment below. Where in the world are you from? And what does your English accent sound like? I would love to know, because every accent in this community is welcome here. See you in the next one.